one decision to unleash everything great in your life. Would you do it? Would you say yes? Are you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Allow God's living waters to wash over you and refresh your soul.
You've been praying for yourself when the answer is in praying for other people. While I'm praying for California, God shows up in my house.
As kingdom people, with the king in us, and us being sovereign ground, we are not governed by the laws of this land, but we're governed by the laws of heaven.
He's talking about you going to draw water from the wells of salvation. Where's the well? In you.
If we want to release the water, watch this, we don't have to pray for it to come. Where we are now, we pray for it to be released.
Release deliverance and transformation in every area of your life through God's living waters. This revitalizing 3-message series can be yours on CD or DVD when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's at David G. Evans, the number 1. We want you to join us today. We want you to like and subscribe and share with all your friends and followers around the world that they might join in this great conversation that we have from one week to the next. Every Saturday morning we get together to talk about culture and talk about events and politics. Sports is mixed in there. Of course, our subject is always from a faith-based perspective, from a kingdom perspective. So faith in Jesus is always on our menu of conversation. But we also attempt to give you biblical wisdom as it relates to what's going on around you. So we are extremely happy that you've decided to join us once again. And I urge you right now to, like us, subscribe to us, and hit that notification button. But also, I invite you to share with as many as possible that they might join us. And you can call us toll free, 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. We'd love talking to you today about those things that are on your mind. Our subject today, of course, we have to talk about several things, but I want to welcome Pastor Nick once again. He's our world-famous co-host. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
All right, so we're in the middle of Catch the Fire this morning,
sir.
And the distribution begins at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And where are we today?
Lindenwold High School, right down the street, around the corner from the church, and Eastside High in Camden.
And Eastside is the
formerly
old Woodrow Wilson.
yes.
Okay.
On that side of Camden, yes.
So we're doing Thanksgiving
Turkeys, yep.
Gift cards also?
Yeah, if we run out of turkeys, people will get a gift card to Walmart.
Okay.
You can only buy a ham or a turkey with the gift card.
Okay.
There's restrictions on it. You can't go in there and,
can't go shopping.
Right.
ham or turkey.
Yeah, it's like a $25 or $30 gift card to buy, buy the ham or turkey.
Okay. And Coach today, too?
The coach went yesterday to the
school.
Coach
went yesterday to the school.
Yep.
All right, so we want to thank everyone who donated coats. The school called us weeks ago and said they had a great need. And fortunately, I'm so glad that we were able to get the coats to the school in the numbers that we needed, because today it got really cold.
It was cold, yeah.
To me, it's been cold all week, but it really dipped.
Yeah, it's,
in the 20s today.
Like 24 this morning.
It was. Yeah, when I woke up, it was 27. So, and wisdom told me to stay inside.
That's right.
Yeah. So,
right.
I just. But we're thankful for everyone who contributed coats and finances so we could help the school children. But we also are thankful for those of you who gave towards Catch the Fire so we could feed, hundreds and hundreds of families during this holiday season. We praise God for you.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget now, tomorrow, Sunday, we have our virtual service at 8 a.m., and then we have our live service at 11. Now, if you've registered and you're come to church, people start getting here around 10:30 because they want to get the good seats, and we're restricting the numbers at this time to stay safe. But register, come to service. Our New Year's Eve service is coming up. We'll have more information for you as the weeks go by. We're going to increase the numbers even more for that service, but we will not pack you in shoulder to shoulder, so you'll feel unsafe while you're in and wondering while you're in worship service. So I'm really glad about what's happening. I think Bible study live begins again.
The first Wednesday.
And some people may have some questions as to why we're doing it the way we're doing it. We're trying to stage every event, watch that event come under control, and then we'll add more events in-house as we go. So we're taking it very slowly, very cautiously, practicing wisdom. So you may have some questions about, well, why aren't we doing this if we're doing that? That's not how this is working. We're staging the if you will, the rollout step by step, and analyzing each step to make sure we're doing everything that we need to do to be cautious and for you to have a good, healthy, safe worship experience with us, just in case you've had some questions. Okay, so couple things, Pastor Nick. I see former President Trump has announced he's running again.
Yes.
Now, it could be the stations that I watch, but I don't see a lot of enthusiasm from his own party. Certainly not any enthusiasm from the other side, but I don't see any enthusiasm from his own party as it relates to this. I don't see everybody, rallying behind this.
No. They started jumping ship. First sign was after he lost.
Okay.
Big sign was his midterm elections.
Okay.
Now they're starting to jump ship. Say they're not. The Republican Party said they're not going to help pay for any of his legal stuff.
Okay.
They're not going to support any of that stuff for now.
Okay.
The Republican governors are starting to tap into his base.
Okay.
To get support from them. but it looks like they are jumping ship. Now, here's the other thing, too. I forgot to put this on here.
Okay.
Some of the evangelical pastors came out and said, and I quote, "He used us." They said he used us basically to get in power, presence, whatever. Myself and a few other people said, "Stop lying. Y'all used him."
Yes.
You knew, because their thing is, "Oh my God, I didn't know it was going to be like this."
No.
You knew what
they
you
made
were
up
doing.
their mind supporting him was worth their agenda.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
And now the damage is happening. Now all of a sudden you're trying to backtrack.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
Come on.
I don't believe that for a moment.
Some of them pastors are backing up.
Some of the guys I know were so far in and so vehement about it, they cannot, they're groundhogs. It came out of the hole. Now they're trying to say they never came out.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's out.
It's not true.
Because you have some of the ones that are still prophesying that God's going to overturn the election. And
Still?
Yes, still. And some of the charismaniacs, as they call them. And
I know a few of them,
Yeah, I know. Just still, and the other side are backing up.
Can I tell you that
Sure.
my interaction with those men and women who prophesied even after the election was over and were insistent that President Biden was the president, they were adamant.
Yeah.
I never saw any of that before Donald Trump ran for president.
No.
I never saw any of it.
Not like this. No, not at all. I mean, they had little shades.
I would
But now
hear
this
little
is
things,
what-
but everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was this.
It's borderline. Well, not to say borderline. It's delusional at this point.
Well, they're deceived.
And they're
They're deceived. And the tricky thing about it is that they've deceived their people using the Bible to
Yes.
substantiate this political agenda that was hiding behind the mask of religion.
Yes. Yep. And this is where I get on there, people, the prosperity gospel. This person's a prosperity preacher. Everybody, I'm going to say everybody. Half of them that are railing against it are practicing the prosperity theology, just doing it in a different way.
That's all. They just don't like to talk about it. That's
Power and money is,
Yeah.
when you put that first.
The guys I know,
Yeah.
God has prospered them.
Yes.
And I mean, really prospered them.
Yeah.
But they're down on a preacher that teaches about it. They're willing to receive it, but they don't want to teach about it.
Absolutely. And power to them is big.
Oh yeah, and power usually has money along
Yes.
with it.
And some of them made a lot of money during these Trump years.
They made beaucoup money.
They made some.
Yes, sir. So now you want to say we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
He used us.
Yes.
That's so weak.
It is. Now Jeffries, the guy from Dallas.
Yeah, I know him.
He's backing up, saying, I'm not going to throw my support anywhere because just in case Trump gets the primary, he can always step in and.
Oh, so he's still going to lean with him.
Well, he's backing up. He's basically saying, I'm not supporting anybody right now. I'm just going to just observe and see.
He was told
What
who to
happens?
support.
Yeah.
He came out, and then he went back.
Yeah.
Next time he came out, he was back on board
Yeah.
with the Trump agenda.
Yeah. So there's a lot of money, influence.
His guy sat down with him and talked to him. Come on, man. You don't raise $100 million in 6 months and you don't have guys with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. I was saddened by the murders down at Virginia, University of Virginia, and University of Idaho.
Yeah.
I thought it was Iowa. Both amazingly bizarre.
Yeah. The one player, this is the claim.
Okay.
That here's a few things that at first his family claimed he was bullied while he was on the team. That doesn't give you a reason to go
And shoot up people.
Number one. That's number one. Number two, he tried to bring a gun on campus, I believe, a few years ago.
Yeah.
And they told him you cannot possess a gun.
Right.
But they kind of just washed it
away.
He was in trouble with some hazing too.
Okay.
And then to go up there while they're asleep on the bus and just start,
Oh, they were asleep.
I think two of them were asleep on the bus, and one guy was awake, and he just went on there and just started shooting. The Idaho thing, the guy just stabbed the people in their off-campus apartment.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know why, or I don't think they caught him yet, or they know why he did it.
Amazing.
But the violence in this country, it's guns, it's spiritual. You know, we talk. You taught on that whole regional violence thing.
Yeah.
It's getting.
Yeah, it's people are expressing themselves in ways that are not productive.
Yeah.
And what I said to myself when I saw the report on the Virginia and the University of Idaho incidences was we can't even go to school in peace.
Mm-hmm.
This you can't send your elementary kids to school in peace.
Yeah.
You can't go to high school in peace. You can't go to college in peace.
Yeah.
You can't go to work in peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And certainly, churches around the nation have become targets. It's just I think it's the fruit of a society that is teeming with anger and feelings of inequity, but people are using infractions, insults as excuses to hurt multiple people. It's mind-boggling to me.
Instead of, you disrespect me, if we gotta duke it out, we throwing punches, not shooting nobody or.
And we don't even know whether the guys on the bus were people that were guilty of it. I wondered at first if his being dismissed from the football team was at the basis of all this.
Yeah.
Because I understand the guys he shot are present players.
Present players, yep. Yeah, and the guy looks. You look at his eyes. You saw his picture, right? He just looks.
Yeah.
But we're seeing more and more since the pandemic, an individual's inability to manage their emotions and their mindsets with all this complex trauma. Some people are just reacting in ways that are, it's manic, it's lunatic, it's off.
It's quite a non-spiritual, immature reaction to the stresses that people are experiencing. And I think we still have to get back to, and this may be a naive question, why did the young man have a gun? Did his family know? In Idaho, is this somebody they knew?
Yeah. That's what we're trying to figure out, who did it. They have surveillance of a food truck, of them going to a food truck, and that was it. And then going back to their apartment. They're interviewing some of the other...
I understand there were 2 other people in another part of the...
Yeah, they're interviewing those people now to see what happened.
And they never woke up.
Yeah, so I don't... Now, that's the crazy thing, because they said there's blood everywhere. I mean, and one person had defensive wounds. They were trying to stop the stabbing.
Yeah.
Somebody had to be screaming...
I would think so.
For a stabbing. It's...
4 people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to On Point. I think we'll go to Tom right now from Fort Lauderdale. The rest of you, get on the phone, give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. Toll free, anywhere. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, man.
You guys are talking about that stabbing incident, and people still falling asleep. I got the impression that was kind of like a dorm party kind of establishment, frat house thing.
Okay.
Maybe that's why they didn't hear what was going on.
Okay.
Or ignored it.
Yeah. Maybe so.
It's craziness. Another thing is the football players. I saw the father of the guy who actually committed the murders. And his father said his son was being harassed by 1 or 2 other players. I don't know how true that is, but that was, his take on the news the other day.
Okay. So his dad wasn't. I hope his dad was just stating the circumstance. He wasn't saying that was a good reason why his son killed people, was he?
He wasn't. He wasn't acting like a nut, going, "My son was justified doing it." He was defending his son lightly and saying, this may have been a reason behind it.
Okay.
So I think the verdict's still out on
Okay.
which side he was falling on.
Okay.
You know,
What else, how's things in Florida, man?
it's more than, it's not 67 or it's not
27
degrees.
Did you guys see Buffalo this morning?
Buffalo.
Buffalo
I heard they got snow and
4
snow.
to 6 feet of snow. I mean, the snow is like 4 feet high as of this morning.
Okay.
I mean, they showed the pictures. It is a lot of snow up there.
And enough to move the football game to Detroit.
Yeah, they moved the football game to Detroit.
They're not getting snow in Detroit today?
No, but in Detroit is indoor stadium, so they're
Okay. Wow.
We haven't had 4 feet of snow since I think the 90s, maybe. I was a kid and it was up to
Buffalo.
yeah. It was
But you know they're used to a lot of snow.
yeah.
That and where's Syracuse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Albany.
Yeah. Now, the one part of capitalism that I hate, the people have had to cut back on how much heat they're running because the utility companies, from what I read today, are jacking up the prices a little bit. It's 4 feet of snow. It's freezing outside.
So they have a price increase in the middle of a blizzard.
They did the same thing in Texas. Remember? This is what is wrong with us as a society that, like,
It's no different than
it
going
just-
to the grocery store in the pandemic.
yeah.
There's a supply chain issue, supposedly, that may be true, but I don't think a pack of American cheese needs to cost $8.
No.
And you got 30 slices in it.
Thank you.
And eggs are going
Come
up every
on.
week.
Well, you know, eggs going up because chicken's going up, so that seems appropriate in their minds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
If the eggs are higher, the chickens have to be
Yes.
higher. Okay.
and I'm
And
like,
this,
come on.
You guys didn't mention another thing. What do you think about Twitter?
Oh yeah.
Man,
I was waiting to see how
what's
that's
he
gonna turn out.
doing?
Did you see how they called his bluff about that severance?
No.
So Elon Musk said basically, for those who don't want to be on this new Twitter the way we're doing it, you can quit now and I'll give you 3 months severance. A bunch of them quit.
Okay.
And got the 3 month severance.
Okay.
Which then left them short in key areas of running the app.
I'm sure.
Now it's hard for me to believe that he'll spend $44 billion for something and let it fail in a month or two. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, you know, we can't ignore the fact that he, I read a report on how he put his company on the verge of bankruptcy twice
Okay.
because of, he seems to be, he's a genius, but he has some impulsivity.
Yeah.
And I don't think he includes, I think he gets inspired, but he doesn't look at the consequences oftentimes. And I understand he locked the doors at Twitter.
Yeah, on some people, yeah.
Yeah.
And then couldn't get access back in. I didn't know this about it. I never studied him, but his father obviously was rich, from what I hear.
Yeah.
And he grew up in that privileged home. And I guess when you grew up in that privilege, you take liberties with.
You don't really care about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, his mother's a famous model also. But the other thing, the culture that his companies came up under they grew up under him.
Okay.
Twitter is something that did not grow up under him, and he's trying to apply the same management style there. The other thing was he put an email out this morning, which is almost funny. Anybody who knows how to write code, contact the office, because they supposedly have lost all their safety and programmers because they've all resigned.
Well, he pulled back most of the safety protocols, didn't he?
Almost all. And even things as much as, when they banned Trump, he had put an email out to vote, do you want him back on the platform or not? And a lot of people who were on the safety protocol said he's bringing people back at his own whim without any due diligence from anybody other than himself.
Well, I think he's just simply trying to populate the thing. Is he getting ready to charge people for being on?
I know he's charging
Yeah.
people for the blue check, like $8
Yes.
a month. But I'm not sure about everyday user.
I think is what Pastor Nick said, just for the blue check, which other words, you don't have to be vested or have to be going to do a background check if you give them $8, which, of course, the criminals do that in a heartbeat.
Because a bunch of people started paying for these blue check marks
Yeah.
to be anybody. And
Just to be anybody.
Just to be anybody.
Fraud.
So, you fraud, yeah. So he basically said, you're going to pay for it. And people were like, okay, cool. So somebody created a George Bush Twitter page with a blue check. So, I mean, and people, but then again, like you said, he's on a whim just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And not considering.
He's trying to raise money.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care how.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, because after he committed to buying it, then he tried to back out.
Yeah.
They said, no, you can't back out now. So he had to buy the company.
Now, that part I didn't understand. I would imagine him maybe losing a deposit or something.
Mm-hmm.
But to try to pull all the money out or saying, I changed my mind, almost any business deal, you can do that.
Yeah. Let me check and let me look on that and see why he had to.
Yeah, because I can't figure out why that wasn't allowed. Tom, do you have any insight on that?
No, because to be honest with you, Bishop, last night, a friend and I, a guy, one of my buddies' neighbor asked me, Tom, what do you think about that? That's why I brought it up. And I actually went online to kind of figure out why couldn't he back out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and what was all the, because, he went to court about taking over the company,
Mm-hmm.
and they were fighting him, it was like, we're going to do it at $40 a share. They went back and forth. And I'm still wondering myself, I don't know if Pastor Nick can find out, but I don't understand why he was forced, his hand was forced.
Almost forced to do it.
Yeah.
So now this may have something to do, I don't know all this business stuff.
Okay.
But he started buying shares of Twitter before he actually bought it.
Okay.
So then he became the largest shareholder of Twitter.
Okay.
Then he decided to buy it.
Yeah, okay.
And then when he wanted to back out, they took him to court and said, no, you already made this agreement.
Yeah.
As the largest shareholder.
He had a binding agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which then it tells me again, you were intelligent enough to.
He's used to having his way.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
Used to having his way.
Okay, thank you. just.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he'll try at his own detriment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't care how rich you are, $40 billion
That's all.
is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And even though he's a genius, sometimes you can reach your level of incompetence, and maybe he's reached it on this because this is something he's not, maybe he knew what he was doing with Tesla. He knew what he was doing with the stuff he was doing on the internet, but this may be out of his realm.
Well, there's a saying, when an opportunity comes along, you don't rise to the level of the opportunity. You lower yourself to your level of preparation. And perhaps, even though he's a success with the electric cars, this is not his bailiwick. This is not this is not his depth, and it's showing very quickly.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand this culture.
Right.
And it's not a culture that was built by him.
Yes. True. Because
Yeah.
now he's doing this whole thing where if you do anything mean or anything like a crass joke or something, it's more about him and people he likes.
Yeah.
They'll start minimizing how the tweet gets out, the exposure, and that kind of thing. So now it's up to him and I guess whoever to make a decision on what they want people to see.
So he's censoring if it's about him.
So yes, because what people were.
Okay.
This is why I love Twitter, because some of the trolls are funny. Because what people started doing was they start changing their name to Elon Musk and put the blue check on there, and tweeting like and some celebrities did it, and he kicked them off the platform. It was funny, but now he's it goes back to, like you said, some people are highly intelligent in some areas, but just don't have enough, and that's okay to me.
Yeah, there's no exposure there, so they're not. Everybody's really a genius in maybe one or two things.
Yeah.
Everybody was created for their genius to be revealed in a specific environment.
Yeah.
His, obviously, is that auto industry.
Yes.
This electric car thing is where his genius was really revealed.
Yeah.
This does not necessarily have to be, but human beings feel as though most times, because I'm real good at this, I can pick this up and be real good at that. And I think he's just out of his depth.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
And Bishop, one other thing I want to leave you with. You asked, why did Trump not getting all this airplay?
Yeah?
Murdoch.
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch, yep. He said not.
I mean, they put him on the front of the post as Humpty Dumpty. He wouldn't even use his name. On the bottom of the post, he goes, that guy from Florida, which they know really pissed Trump off.
So what did he do? What did he do to upset Murdoch?
I understand Murdoch really didn't like him anyway, if you go back to 2015, but he got behind it because it was financially good.
Beneficial for him.
Yeah. Yeah, because Fox News turned on Trump,
Fox News turned on
Yeah.
him?
Oh,
They
yeah.
turned on Trump,
Fox
too.
News, the Wall
That whole
Street
Murdoch,
Journal,
all
the
them,
Post.
yeah.
So all his
That's why you're not
entities,
hearing about it.
he made a phone call and all the entities
All that backed away. from
changed
Trump.
direction.
Yep. But now watch. If Trump wins that primary,
Yeah.
them jokers going to turn right back around and
You think
find
so?
Right in line.
the money. If he wins the primary and he's the front runner, I would not be surprised if some of these people turn around and, because to me, money and power is more
All
important.
right, so the Republican Party says we're not supporting anything you're doing as far as finances.
yeah, finances, yes.
Now, he's accumulated under questionable pretenses a ton of money, they say.
Yes.
They say that he was even taking part of Herschel Walker's money.
Yes, because I think they put that bill in place years ago. These people are so ingenious, but
Evil
cruel.
geniuses.
Yeah, evil.
Evil genius.
When they put that law in place where somebody could run for office and they don't have to report what they do with the money that comes in,
It's theirs.
it's their money. It's now your new way of getting rich. Because you do what you want with it.
That is
That's what
amazing.
the limit is. But depending on how much people donate, what Pastor Nick says, that you don't have to report where it came from. I think under $100,000,
Yeah.
you don't even have to report
So
where the
if
money
you get
came from.
increments of a certain amount, you don't have to report that. That's how Sarah Palin, her whole wardrobe changed. Trump bought this new plane. Dave Chappelle on
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live
Yeah.
explained Trump perfectly.
What'd he say?
He said Trump is an honest liar. That was the appeal. And his example was at a debate, while Hillary Clinton and some other people were talking about how the system wasn't necessarily rigged, Trump came out and said to everybody, y'all, the system is rigged. You have to watch it.
Okay.
Said Trump said, admitted the system was rigged. And the guy asked Trump, how do you know? He said, because I use it. He said, in the house where we all play, it is rigged for us.
Okay.
I use it so I know it. The problem was Trump didn't go change the house. He went back in the house to keep playing the game.
Wow.
He's an honest liar. He told everybody it's set up for you not to succeed, and then went back and played the game to make sure they wouldn't succeed. That whole drain the swamp,
Yeah.
we all know it was a lie.
Yeah.
He admitted the swamp was real, then went right back into it. He's an honest liar, and that's why
Chappelle's crazy.
people liked him.
He's nuts.
He's a genius, man.
Yeah,
It just,
man. He's Tom, we gotta let you go, man. We gotta get Angela from
Take-
Kentucky on.
Take care, and I hope it doesn't get too cold.
Thank you, man. Bye-bye. 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any smart device at David G. Evans 1. We're going to Angela from Lexington, Kentucky. Hey, Angela.
Good
hey,
morning,
it's been a long
Bishop.
time.
How you doing?
Still kicking, just not too high.
Good to hear from you.
Good morning, Pastor.
Good
Nick.
morning.
How's things in Kentucky?
Yes. Our temperatures are the same, so
Wow.
we're experiencing a lot of what you guys are experiencing.
You have cold weather in Kentucky this morning?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
We
my.
got snow in Kentucky.
Wow.
The bluegrass gets snow covered?
It gets frozen. Yes, it does.
It's 29 degrees down there.
Wow.
Jeez.
The one thing about Kentucky is you can have all 4 seasons in one day, so it gets to be a little tricky this time of year.
One day?
It could be raining when you wake up. It could be the sun could be shining. It could be raining, and then it could be snowing. I mean, it can really vary in this part of the country.
Wow. What's on your mind this morning, Ange?
Well, first of all, I would like to announce that my book was going to be out.
Wonderful.
By Black Friday,
Wonderful.
and you know that was a 2-year labor of love for me.
Mm-hmm.
During the pandemic, it was difficult to get things done, but I'd like to thank you for praying for me and helping me through that process.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Nancy Pelosi stepping down?
I think it's good and bad. I think that I think the Republicans are about to mount some of, and I don't understand who's driving the bus over there. They're about to do more of the stuff that I believe impacted them negatively in the midterms. It's it's like they didn't learn anything from that lesson yet. And they don't understand that America, number one, they can major multitask at the same time.
Right.
Number two, I think the tit for tat thing that they like to do proved non-productive for them, and I'm amazed that they're even attempting that now rather than doing what I think they should do. Where are your policies that are going to positively impact the nation?
Right.
They have a chance to do that. They're not talking about that at all.
Well, because they're not worried about helping the nation. They're worried about padding their pockets. So, now they don't have anybody to hide behind, since hopefully the president in question, gets. How are you going to announce running for presidency and you're being indicted for almost treason?
I don't. Only in America.
I can't understand that.
Yeah.
But DOJ is said this is what we're going to do. So they mounted the effort. I applaud the head of DOJ for Garlick for taking his time, because I don't think he wants to misstep, and I believe that's why he's being so deliberate.
Yep.
Do you think we should have term limits
For Congress?
On Congress and Senate? Absolutely.
on everything?
Yeah, we got on presidents and all that.
Because I think one of the things Nancy Pelosi said in her speech was it's time to let the younger people, start to groom them for these places in government and not just die off. And the term limits, of course, we know some people should not just have a life seat and sit down and pad their pockets and, and don't do things that are good for the country. But
on the other hand, I think there's something to be said for experience.
Yeah, I think she's going to stick around to help. She's still going to be in Congress. Whoever
she's going to serve her state now.
Yeah, whoever Hakeem Jeffries is putting his name in.
Yeah.
The guy from New York.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's going to. She got so much juice. She's going to, behind the scenes doing.
Well, we need to understand that because they made an announcement doesn't mean they just started thinking about it.
Yeah.
So these things are managed very well, and they're managed incrementally. And
what I didn't know was when they broke into her home and hurt her husband, I didn't know that the spouses didn't have security details.
I found that to be amazing also, Angela.
Yeah. I
found that to be amazing that her house would not have security when she was not at home. And I mean real security. Yeah. It doesn't, I agree. I thought that was it was almost egregious to me. When I heard it, I said, that can't be true.
Yeah. And then to have the people that monitor her house not paying attention.
Amazing.
That's messed up.
Just amazing.
That startled me.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, how did they get to her husband?
And here's the other thing, Angela.
The detail was with her.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense, does it?
So if they want to hurt me, they're probably going to want to hurt my spouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, she's the number 3 person in the government, so you would think there'd be a blanket on her all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her family.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
It didn't make any sense to me, and it still doesn't.
Yep.
I want to see how they're going to react to that.
Yeah.
Because you can't have somebody who's in line to be president if the top 2 people suddenly have a problem and their home and their families are not secure. I mean, they're targets.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Exactly.
Literally.
People have security for their children.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think it was Meghan Markle that was upset that the Crown didn't want to have security detail over her children.
Okay.
And she was saying, well, he's a part of the royal family. Why don't my children get the same? But she was very vocal about some of the things they didn't want her to be vocal about.
But that was part of that was on him, though.
Was it?
Because if I remember correctly, I looked this up, when he chose to back out of a lot of that stuff, that they told him, you're going to lose some of your privileges.
Yeah.
I'm not in their marriage, so I don't know the whole truth.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't not want to be a part of something and then
still want to benefit from
benefits
it.
and privileges.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. Yeah.
I understand that, but when children are involved, I'm very sensitive about that.
Sure.
Well, and here's the other thing. I think he had enough money that if the government wasn't going to secure his children,
yeah,
why didn't he?
Yeah.
Hire some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know.
Well, she was very vocal about, how she felt about that when she talked to Oprah. And so one thing, of course, I don't know what she thought about, going into that establishment, if you would. But, that thing has been running for hundreds of years like that. And so when she kind of became vocal with it, they just said, okay, bye.
You ain't going to change that.
Well, institutions don't lose. That's like a bug on your windshield when you're riding down the highway.
Right.
And so
Right.
Institutions are not built to lose.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she thought she was going to do, like she was going to bring down the royal family. That's not going to happen.
I think she thought she was going to be embraced because of her Hollywood career.
They don't
They
care
don't
over
care
there.
about that.
Right.
Yep.
But this, she really felt like a woman of color in that
Okay.
surrounding.
Well, I don't. Okay.
I will say this.
Yes.
She assumed. I'm assuming that she assumed because of her hue and
Yep.
her
I was going to go there.
pedigree
You go ahead and say it. I was going to
that
say it. Go ahead.
they would find her more acceptable,
Yep.
like
yep,
over here.
Yep.
Right.
But I talked to somebody who
And her circle.
Her circle, yes.
Okay.
I talked to somebody who member here who did study abroad in London, and I asked her. I said, "Tell me the truth. Is the racism in London as bad as they say it is?" She said it's worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
She said
yeah.
for black people
I've heard
over there,
the same.
It's worse.
it's worse than what they say.
I've heard.
So-
I've heard.
I'm like, sis, if I'm okay with you marrying into this family, but you have to know what comes along with.
Yeah. She thought it was going to be different for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Because her circle of friends don't look like her.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have been groomed for that institution their whole lives. I mean, that's why the women they married, they just kind of they keep trickling away.
You
but I
know,
don't wanna take up all of you guys'
fairy tales are usually written before you read them.
Yes. That's true.
I'm not gonna fool with you this morning. Thank you guys so much.
Good
for
talking
taking
to you,
my call,
Ange.
and you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving.
Congratulations on your book
Yes.
too. What's
Thank you
What's
so
the title? What's the title?
The Healing Power of Forgiveness.
The Healing Power of Forgiveness. One of my favorite subjects. God bless you, girl.
Okay, have a great one.
Talk to you now. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
The Healing Power of Forgiveness. That's a nice title.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Good. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Give us a call toll free. Lines are open. We'd love to talk to you this morning. Of course, we're having church tomorrow. 8 a.m. is our virtual service. 11 a.m. is our morning worship indoors, live. Look forward to you being a part of that. Registration for next week starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. So you want to register for service. We're just making sure everybody's safe, so we come in here, have a worship experience without fear that, you're going to catch something while you're sitting here praising the Lord. Email your prayer requests to us. We would love to get your prayer requests. We'd love to pray with you, touch and agree with you, believe God for you, intercede for you. Send your prayer requests to social@go2bethany.com. So, let's talk about Kyrie Irving for a minute.
Yes.
Do I misunderstand this young man? And do you have any insight? You're closer to the subject than I am, hopefully. Do you have any insight why Farrakhan is supporting Kyrie and Ye so consistently?
I can't answer the question on Farrakhan.
Okay.
Not yet today.
Okay.
So I heard some conflicting stuff about that. About Kyrie and Farrakhan not agreeing, but him and Kanye agreeing.
Okay.
I think that what Kyrie did was foolish.
Okay.
I don't think his punishment. I think his punishment is a little harsh.
What is his punishment?
So he had to pay like a donation to like some organization, go through sensitivity training, and some like a list of like 6 things he had to go through.
Okay.
I think a lot of black people have issue with that because when you see people say stuff about us, they don't have to go through this whole sensitivity training, this whole
Who determines what?
donate to these people, meet with these people, do all that.
Who determines what?
Yeah. I do, again, I think he was wrong for what he said. Kanye wrong for what he said. Kanye said more than Kyrie.
Okay.
So he deserves more backlash. But I think they're being unfair with the punishment on for Kyrie.
Okay.
Here's my thing about Kyrie, though. I don't know why we think because somebody can play sports, or as you said, we talked about earlier, your genius is here.
Mm-hmm.
Why we expect somebody because they have a genius here to be smart over here? So Kyrie believes in the flat Earth, all these other conspiracy theories and stuff. He retweets Alex Jones. He's spacey.
He does what?
He retweeted Alex Jones about something. And, you know, for those that don't know, he posted a video, he posted a link to a video on Amazon that talked about how black people are the original Jews.
Okay.
Part of the video denies the Holocaust and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was really the big.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the punishment fits the crime in this context.
No, what do you think they should have done?
I was cool with the initial suspension. Like, look, bro, you need to sit down, learn something. But to give him like this whole list of meet with these different leaders to talk about, you know, sensitivity and pay this or give this organization a donation and.
Do you think that this is the first time he's shown some insensitivity towards other people?
Well, this is the first time I've seen him show this towards people. He might have before, but the first time I've seen it.
This is the same guy that basically said, I'm not getting vaccinated and I'm going to play ball and expose the rest of you guys to this stuff.
Yeah, because
that's pretty insensitive.
Very. I mean, on a racial standpoint.
Okay.
But from that standpoint, yes, he's got that look.
He has a look about him.
He
has a look about him. Yes. It's yes.
It's spacey.
It's a middle distance look.
Yeah, that is a perfect yes. I'm present, but I'm not.
It's a middle distance look. I'm not looking at the wall. I'm somewhere between here and the wall.
Yeah, trying to find some angle.
Yeah, I'm looking for something. This is a middle distance look, y'all. If you can see through the camera.
That is a perfect.
My eyes are pointed at the camera, but I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking somewhere in between.
Yeah,
that's a middle distance look. Okay. I wonder.
What are we doing to educating these kids? Like,
they're not.
Stop going to YouTube and finding all your information.
Yeah,
y'all. Just like
and social media. Period. You can't live. That's not a good source of information. It is a source for you to find some strange belief that agrees with your strange belief.
Yes.
And maybe that's all people really want.
Yeah.
Well, that goes into the psychological thing you explained to me.
Yeah.
Affirmation that people get, part of their brain. You know, there a couple hundred people think like I do.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes me right.
Yeah. And I'm like, Twitter's not even a microcosm. It's a small segment.
Yeah.
It doesn't even reflect the whole.
No.
So people say, well, social media is saying this. But
and we have listeners that say that sometimes. Yeah. You know, what I read on social media. Oh, hold up. Anybody can contribute to that.
Yeah.
Let's go to Danny. Morning, Danny. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing?
We're making it, man.
How's the weather today?
It's cold, man.
It's cold.
It's 27, 29, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay.
So what do you guys having a hurricane right now, or you in between?
Right. Yeah, thank you.
No.
Because y'all just had one last week.
You just had one last week, didn't you?
In Orlando, down there.
Yeah, we have ammunition also, Dan.
Right.
Well, it's cool here. It's in the, I think it's about 67.
That's cool for you guys.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys are gonna have scarves on in a minute and wool hats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My sister's gonna pull her boots out.
Yeah, she's a little excited. It's that time of the year where she can get that coat and possibly put that on too as well, you know?
Yeah, let's just get those boots out, man. Get a chance to wear them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to say how things were down here. Why didn't they find any irregularities as far as voting and what have you? All of a sudden, it depends on who wins.
They weren't looking for them.
Well, everything was set because, you know, with the redistricting and the in certain counties, you know, everything was set.
That was the other big thing that they found out with all that redistricting that they did over the past few years.
Yes.
The reason Republicans won the House was because the way they redistricted, they got more, like for instance, New York, they got more seats in New York than Democrats. Not that they got more votes.
More seats.
More seats because the way they, let's only get a seat in this one place that supports us. I mean, it was genius, wrong. But
my problem is that legal?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I didn't hear New York Democrats screaming loud enough about you can't do this.
Neither in Florida did they.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I know they went to court over it a couple times in
saying.
North Carolina, but I didn't hear anything about New York though.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's just the inequity from my point of view is just so obvious that I'm almost under the impression that parts of our government are willfully blind.
Yep.
And then
slow to the draw.
Now we have to see what happens now with the announcements being made as to who's running for what, and how is that going to break down.
Well, I think there's going to be a couple people from the Republican side, not yet clear on what the Democrats are going to present, but I think there's going to be a couple people from the Republican side running. And like I said earlier with an earlier conversation, I think it was with Angela, I'm not sure they learned their lesson.
No, because as soon as they said they won back, as soon as they found out they won back the House, the first thing they said they're going to do is investigate Hunter Biden.
Is Hunter in the government?
Thank you. And and President Biden's ties to Hunter Biden's illegal whatever in his laptop, trying to feed that QAnon crap in. Now, mind you, Jared and what's her name?
Yeah,
his wife was
Ivanka. Yeah,
they were making some buku money.
Made a whole lot of money.
Come on. I'm
talking in the 500, 600, 700 millions.
Yes. During the presidency.
Yes, sir. Not supposed to do that.
Right. Yep. So.
I don't get. I got to talk to some of my Republican friends. They have to be frustrated. I would think they would come out with, this is how we're going to help America. Not, slinging mud and dirt as a response to losing and winning.
Because that ain't going to help inflation. It's not going to help jobs.
None of that. None of that.
And waste taxpayer money doing it too.
Well, and maybe you guys have made the point. Perhaps they're mistaken, and they think that that's what America wants to hear and wants to see.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to see our politicians engaging in that unnecessarily.
Yeah.
And going after Hunter. They could have had a better target than that.
Right.
And then everything's forgotten about January 6th. And then the person can just come out and say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. What about,
I think the DOJ is making sure, DOJ is making sure that doesn't go away.
Yeah. They're still prosecuting people.
Yeah. And to announce what they announced regarding the former president yesterday. So, and I think he thought maybe his run would make that go away. It's not going away.
I wonder if him choosing to run caused them to come out and say, hey, y'all, we're going to, because he had the speech one day. I think 2 days later, DOJ came out and said, all right, we're going to investigate now.
I think DOJ was already in the works. And I think that he knew they were in the works. And I think he knew the trouble he was in with the Mar-a-Lago situation and January 6th. And I think to get all the heat off him as far as subpoenas and appearing all, I believe he said, okay, I'm going to run for president, and they'll have to stop.
No, they ain't stopping.
They're not stopping.
No.
I don't think he's, and he's got too many states coming after him. He's got Georgia and New York coming after him.
Yeah.
And Weisselberg, I understand, is testifying. And that should make him feel insecure.
Yeah. His own daughter said she's not supporting him at all. Like not running, not being a part of his anything. Ivanka says they're done with it. I mean, if I made 5 or 6 of them.
I want to see that follow through, though.
Yeah.
But she did say it?
Yeah, she said, as of now, she says she's not going to be a part of the campaign.
I think they have a sense of their dad's in trouble. And they just don't want to catch any of what is on him right now. Yeah.
Doc, if I made $500-600 million and I was in that position,
go home, sit down.
I'd just go, man, you live back.
Go home, sit down.
Look, You in that position, you just
go home, sit down.
yeah, work when you want to.
Yeah, just go home and sit down.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Turn TV on.
Yeah.
But Bishop, can I just one other thing, and I get off the line here? Just something that I noticed. He was passing out names 4 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the name that he gave to Biden?
Sleepy Joe or something?
Sleepy Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was his age then?
I don't know.
How old is Donald Trump anyway? So I know Biden's 80. What now? Trump is 76. This part.
I think at the time now he's creeping up there now.
So Biden's 79.
Okay, Biden's 79.
Yeah. So when he ran,
Trump's
he was
76.
77.
They're not that far apart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that makes Trump how old now?
He's 76.
76 now.
Okay, that's my point.
Yeah.
If he was Sleepy Joe then, what do you call him now?
What do you call Trump now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, it comes around. So.
Well, he's a different 76. he's a different 76.
All right, Bishop. So y'all have a blessed day. And
you too, man.
Enjoy.
Thanks for calling
Bishop,
us again.
I just noticed something, Bishop. Is that gloves you have on your hands?
No, I don't have gloves on.
Oh, okay.
Ain't that cold in here?
It look like gloves. My hands ashy. Is that what you're trying to say?
All right, y'all be
Talk to you
blessed.
soon, man. Bye-bye.
All right.
866-743-8267. We've got about 3 minutes. So we want to make sure that you understand our Catch the Fire initiative. The giveaway began today at 9 a.m. It'll last as long as supplies last. Turkeys today, coats yesterday, turkeys today. When we run out of turkeys, then we'll have some gift cards that we can distribute also. We want to remind you that the gift cards are to Walmart, and they are only good for a turkey or a ham. Let me repeat that again. They're only good for a turkey or a ham. And that's for people who show up after the turkeys have been depleted. After we've distributed all of them, then the gift cards will be available to you, and you can take the gift card and go get the turkey or the ham for your Thanksgiving meal. You cannot go shopping for anything else. Don't go buy no ginger ale. Don't go, ain't no vanilla ice cream on the list. Just a turkey or a ham. Okay, so we want you to be blessed by what we're doing as part of our outreach ministry to the community. And we're distributing at Lindenwold High School and the former Woodrow Wilson, which is called East Side High now. Mm-hmm. Okay, and our teams are there, ready to serve you, glad to meet with you, and also pray with you during this time. So don't miss out on the prayer, okay? So once again, we want to remind you that service tomorrow, 8 a.m., live service at 11 a.m., virtual at 8, live at 11. Hopefully you've registered and you'll be on with us. We've been having an incredible time in worship, in prayer, and the word. We're having an incredible time. People are getting saved. It's just amazing. Those of you who watch us online doing service, we're glad you're joining us. We know you can feel the Spirit of God through whatever you're watching, your device. We know you can feel it because it's so intense here. Maybe next time, Pastor Nick, after we remind people about our subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. David G. Evans 1, BBC of NJ on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Also, our podcast platforms are DGEMS, DGEMS, and OnPointe. Those are our podcast platforms. I'm interested in what your opinion is of how they hired a former player with no coaching experience to be the coach of the Indianapolis Colts.
That was the.
How does that work?
That was the big controversy. Like, people were saying nothing against him.
But how does that work?
He was a great player. He played for the Colts. He was Peyton Manning's center. But that's what people were asking.
He was a center.
He was just a center. So,
okay.
I mean, one of the best centers, But at the same time,
I didn't know he was a center.
Yeah, Jeff Sark was Peyton Manning's center for a long time.
Okay.
Everybody's asking, you overlook all these people that are already on staff. All these people from different places.
With experience.
And you hire somebody with no coaching experience. That's even the white coaches are saying, this is not right.
Yeah.
Like, Because like, the other thing is, what do you say now to everybody else going through this coaching system and looking for an upgrade, and you do nothing with them?
Owners get to do what they want to do.
Yeah,
at
that's
the end
basically
of the day.
what it is.
Yeah. Well, we're out of time. Thank you for joining us with Pastor Nicholas Smith. I'm Bishop Dave G. Evans. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. We'll see you next time on Point.